All right, so again, my name is Monique, and I had bariatric surgery back in 2021. So I am now 4 years post-op, which is honestly to me insane. Like, I never thought I would be the person, honestly, who had bariatric surgery because my business is called Thick Chicks Fitness, right? And it's all about body positivity and really just loving your body at any size. But my doctor told me that if I did not want to go on diabetes medicine, I would have to look into some other alternatives in order to bring my weight down. So I elected to have bariatric surgery. Also, at the time, my sister-in-law, who was also overweight, we've been struggling with the disease of obesity. And she told me one day in the kitchen, like, why are you even second guessing this? If it's the difference between you having bariatric surgery and living a life for your daughter, you should do it. Like, what are you thinking about? You're a single mom. Like, don't you want to be around for your kid? And I was like, yeah, you're right. You're right. So I elected to have surgery. And it was during the pandemic too, which was like, so we doing surgery. Okay. I was scared shitless. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I was so scared, but you know what? I did it. Over the past 4 years, what I have learned is that you got to give yourself grace, right? You're going to go up in weight. You're going to go down in weight. Thankful for me, I love fitness. So for me, doing fitness is my stress relief. It's how I relax. It's how, if I have anxiety, I go to fitness. So that's like my zhuzh. And I would definitely tell you, like, find your thing. Because remember, at one point, eating was your thing. And so you can't eat like that anymore. So now you got to find, like, what else is there? So for me, fitness is my thing. Over the past 4 years, I've lost 100 pounds. Now, here's the thing. I've lost and I've gained and I've lost and I've gained. And right now I've kind of equaled out even keel. I started out at 305 and now I am 202. And I'll be honest with you, that joint fluctuates on a daily basis. Like sometimes I'm 202. For 2 days, I was 199 pounds. And I'll be honest, I didn't feel any different at 199 than I did at 203. So I was like, the number on the scale means nothing. It really depends on how you feel, right? So that's the first thing, give yourself grace. The second thing I would definitely say is make sure that you are taking your protein. I don't care what nobody say, protein. All right. I am 45 years old now, and protein for me as a woman who is in perimenopause, protein is just something that you have to have, especially as a bariatric patient. So right now I aim for 90 grams to 120 grams of protein a day. I do supplement with protein shakes, and usually it's in the morning and it's at night. And here's why. So in the morning, I like coffee. So I'll do coffee with protein shake, which is called a Profi. And then I'll put some collagen in it because, your friend trying to stay youthful, okay? Trying to have this youthful glow. So I put some collagen in it. And then at night, I'm going to have another protein shake because I'm a snacker and I get hungry. And a lot of times if I'm working out late at night, if I'm teaching a class or whatever, after I come home, I'm famished. So I have a protein shake like either right before bed or right as I'm coming out of class, but at nighttime. During the day, I eat, right? So I try to eat a lot of food that has protein nourishment, quinoa, my leafy greens. So right now I'm not eating meat. I haven't had meat in like 3 months. And it makes a world of difference, but that's for another topic. So protein. The third thing is take your vitamins. Don't even think that you're going to get away from slipping on taking your vitamins. But I'm going to say this, right? Give yourself grace with that too, because people think like, oh, you got to be so regimented with taking your vitamins. And that's not always the case. Like, make sure you're taking your multivitamin. Make sure you're getting your labs checked, if not twice, but at least once a year with either your primary or your bariatric doctor. But, just make sure you take at least your multivitamin and don't be afraid of trying new things. I hear from a lot of bariatric people that like, I am solely stuck on this one vitamin. Well, have you tried creatine? Have you tried, B6? Have you tried some other things if you're feeling deficient in this one area? Have you tried taking electrolytes? So it's just like, be okay with trying new things, because in the long run, you're gonna be okay, but you still gotta have fluidity, right? Just because you have bariatric surgery doesn't mean that your life is over, and doesn't mean that you can never ever do things that you did before bariatric surgery. Now you just have to do them with moderation and with, the thought in mind of like, my stomach is now smaller. The next thing would be, don't listen to people on the internet. I'm gonna say this one more time for the people in the back. Do not listen to people on the internet, right? Contact your doctor, and you and your doctor have a conversation of what's gonna work best for your body. Like, I see this where people are like, I'm stalled, so I saw such and such on the internet, and they were like, do the liquid fast all over again. Or I gained 3 pounds, so now I'm only going to drink water. I mean, talk to your doctor, right? Sometimes stalls are not always bad, right? It could just be your body is telling you like, hey, we feel good here. We feel good, right? The thing is that how do you feel? If you feel good, your body feel good, and the scale is stalling, it's okay. You know what I mean? If you're new into the journey, you're gonna stall. The first year, you are gonna have stalls along the way. Fun fact, I didn't get to my 199 until I was in year number 3. So, I thought it was something that you had to do, because I was looking at people on the internet that said that once you have bariatric surgery that you're gonna be skinty. And that is not the case. I am a full-fledged, big bone, curvy girl, and I'm over 200 pounds. You know what I mean? Now I do strength train and run and do all the things, but it's like, your body is unique to you, and there's only one you. So you can't look at Susie Q on the internet and listen to her say that she only eats 2 morsels a day, and that's how she was able to get skinny. No, our bodies have their own individual makeup, and we gotta own that. The next thing is fitness. Fitness. So look, I am a proponent of walking. I know, right? I know. People think that you need to do this like heavy lifting. And look, if you like to lift heavy, that's your business. I have nothing to do with that, right? That you like to do what you like to do. But as I've gotten older, yes, I do like to lift, but I'm gonna lift what works good for my body, right? I'm gonna do what works good for me, right? So it necessarily doesn't mean that I'm gonna lift like 300 pounds. I'm just not gonna do it. I'm gonna be honest with you, right? Number one, for me, it's not fun, right? And number two, it puts a lot of stress on my body. And again, being somebody in perimenopause, that raises my cortisol level. So I'm a big fan of walking. I love to walk every single day. Every day I try to get in a mile a day. And then I might alternate between strength training one day, which is like kettlebells, maybe light weights, maybe moderate to light weights, no more than like 10, 15 pounds, and then maybe booty bands, whatever. And then cardio for me is like dancing. I love to dance. Thick Chicks Fitness was birthed out of dancing, right? So find what works for you. Find your happy place when it comes to exercise. What I am going to tell you is that you need to do it for at least 30 minutes a day. I mean, the American Heart Association said that's what you should do, and all around, that's what you should do. So 30 minutes of fitness a day. The next and last point, real talk, is find community. If you don't have community, it's going to be a long, lonely road. I'm just going to be honest. It's going to be long, it's going to be lonely, and sometimes it can be miserable. And I hear that from a lot of people, that they walked this journey alone. And I've seen people walk out this journey and they don't have community, and they're struggling, and they're looking for someone to say, hey, I see you. Like, I get it. Yeah, I didn't feel like drinking the water today. You know what I mean? Oh, that's another point. Drink your water. But if you don't have that community, like that's a world of difference. You know what I mean? You need people that understand and get where you are, that can lift you up when you're feeling down, and who can understand. And not just understand, like, you know, your family's like, oh, I understand. No. They're like, nah, I get it. Right? And it's gonna be okay. You know, that's what we all want. So if you are not dialed into community, find either your local bariatric chapter. I personally belong to Berry Nation. Berry Nation is great. You know, I don't know, at the taping of this video, there might be a bariatric group coming from your girl. I don't know. But find a group that like you can be honest and be real with and not fake the funk with. Because I always tell people, like, you don't gotta fake with me. Like, I am the world's most ratchetest person when it comes to living this bariatric life, but yet and still, it's been 4 years and I have not gained back my weight. And that's something, the reason honestly why I'm recording this video is because a friend of mine was like, why aren't you celebrating the fact that after 4 years, you have not gained your weight back? Like, celebrate the fact, not necessarily that you lost 100 pounds, that's great, but celebrate the fact that you've kept your weight off all these years. And most people don't. And the truth of the matter is that our bodies, they will always fight to go back to their natural state, right? Which was being obese, because obesity is a disease. It is the disease of obesity, right? Like they say, smoking and all those things, it's the same type of presence, right? Like, my body wants to eat. I am addicted to food, and that's nothing shameful that you've got to say. Like, you don't have to hold shame or guilt about that. Like, I own the fact that I am addicted to food. When I'm happy, I want to eat. When I'm sad, I want to eat. And learning when those moments come, how do I handle it, right? Like today, this morning, before I started, you know, it's a Saturday, it's beautiful outside, and I knew I had to record content, and I was feeling great. I'm feeling great. So I said, you know what, let me go to the bakery. Let me go and get a bagel and a pound cake and a cream cheese cake and have some coffee. And I had to stop myself. And I said, okay, yeah, get all those things. But as soon as I came home, I divided it up into 3 little containers. So now I have stuff for 3 days, right? So I'm still gonna live my life, but I am no longer gonna have shame and guilt and fear around living my life as a bariatric person, living my life as a bariatric patient. Like, there is no shame, there is no, I'm done with being fearful and being shameful of, you know, just living my life after bariatrics. And my one piece of advice to you, if you are maybe looking into bariatrics, maybe you're like, I don't know if this is for me. I'm scared because my mama said don't get it. I'm scared because my friends said I don't need it. Don't listen to them. Do not listen to them. Do not listen to them. Don't. If in your heart and with your doctor's blessing, if you feel like you need bariatric surgery, you should talk to your doctor. Have that conversation, and don't feel bad about having the conversation, because that's something that I regret. I regret that I did not have the conversation sooner, and that I really overlooked the fact of, you know, maybe bariatric surgery could change my life, and it has changed my life. And now looking back on it, and my friends are like, wow, you were heavy. And I'm like, yeah, I was. But even though I was heavy, I still lived a productive life. Maybe I was slow, maybe I was out of breath. Maybe my health wasn't all that great, because it wasn't. And now, after bariatric surgery, I still do all the same things. I was a runner before. I did fitness all the time before. I still do those things after. So I'm like, it's up to you. You know, do what you feel in your heart of hearts is going to be the best for you, because this is a journey. You do not lose weight instantaneously and it doesn't automatically fall off and it stays off. No. You got to work at this. Like, this is an everyday working at keeping healthy and living the bariatric journey. That's what they call it, the bariatric journey. I'm so happy that I made it because it changed my life dramatically. I was able to ride on a roller coaster for the first time 2 years ago. And I had never ridden on a roller coaster my whole entire life because I was overweight. Like, the weight of being overweight, I think sometimes is a lot, and we don't think how that affects us. But again, if you're watching this and you're thinking about getting bariatric surgery, think about the things that you maybe haven't done because you're afraid because of your weight. I used to avoid like folding chairs because I didn't think that they were going to be able to hold me up. You know, I never, and don't get, I'm not a, listen, I wore the crop tops, I wore the sports bra, whatever, right? But it wasn't until now, looking at my body and saying, hey, this is you, and loving it. I loved my body before, don't get me wrong. And now, I'm gonna be honest, it is a little harder because you have extra skin. And if you're not gonna have skin removal, sometimes it's a little, but I look in the mirror and I'm like, you know what? This is me, and I love me, and I'm beautiful inside and out. And now I'm stronger. Now I am healthier so I can be around for my daughter and her children and her children's children. And that's what matters the most to me. Going on those walks in the morning, now I'm able to like walk 2 miles, and this guy over here would let me. And I would never give that up for anything. So the 4 years have been amazing. It's been ups and downs. I've gained, I've lost, gained, lost. Right now, GLP-1s are out there. Yes, I do take GLP-1s in micro doses, actually, for perimenopause. And it just so happens that, hey, it also helps to regulate my weight. So, you know, I am blessed. I'm very blessed. And I think this journey of bariatrics is so worth it, and I would never change it for anything. I would say, again, community, find community, talk to somebody. If you have any questions, like find me on Instagram, shameless plug, Healthylivingwithmonique1. Contact me. Like, people contact me all the time and ask questions. And I'm not gonna give you no puff bullshit answer, because I had a lot of people do that to me when I was starting out looking through bariatrics and looking to find out more about bariatrics. But it's a journey. It's gonna be a lot of head and heart work, because there's gonna be some days where you're like, I don't wanna do this anymore. I do not wanna live the bariatric life. I wanna go to McDonald's and I wanna just eat everything, number 1, 2, 3, 4. I wanna do all that. I wanna eat pizza, you know, but you can't, because if you do, your stomach's gonna get upset and you're gonna have dumping. So it's like, why even do it? Why even do it? Have I experienced dumping? Yes, once. And after that experience, I was like, never again. No, ma'am. No. Nope. So I was like, I know. I call my stomach Sally. So Sally is very, you know, she doesn't like rice. She likes gummy bears, but only like 2. It depends, right? You will find that there's things that you can do now that you couldn't do before. I can't eat ground turkey. My stomach doesn't like it, so thank goodness I'm not eating meat anymore. But my stomach was never able to process ground turkey after having bariatric surgery. Can I drink? Yes, I do drink. Do I eat sweets? Yeah, girl, don't even try it. I love me some sweets, but I do it in moderation. So I'm not sitting down with a gallon full of ice cream like I would before. Are there days when I binge and I know that I'm binging? Yes. And on those days when I realize I always have to kind of like stop and say like, what's going on? So that's why I said there's a lot of head and heart work that goes into this. And the sooner that you can learn to, number one, learn healthy habits. If you don't learn healthy habits, you are not going to be successful. There, I said it. I was trying to hold it back, but I said it. If you do not learn healthy habits, you are not going to be successful on this journey. Because it's about learning healthy habits. This is a tool. Bariatric surgery is a tool, right? My sleeve, I had a sleeve, is a tool. And if I don't treat my tool right, the tool will break, right? And it won't work no more. It won't work no more. That's all I gotta say, it won't work no more. But yeah, my heart goes out to people that are looking for something and they're looking for bariatric advice. Find somebody that's trusted and that's going to be open and honest with you, because it is the most difficult thing that I've ever done, the hardest thing that I've ever done in my whole entire life. But again, I wouldn't change it for anything. So there it is, 4 years post. We made it. Oh yeah, we made it. My name is Monique, and I am with Healthy Living with Monique, and I wish you all the best of luck. And if you want to see some more videos, or if you have questions about bariatric surgery, if you have questions about perimenopause, if you have questions about fitness, put them below. Like, I want to start recording content that people want to see, that people have questions about, because I get it. So talk to you guys later. Love you.